Hey up, guys! Or should I rather say hello, ciao, and whatever the hell else Iono says. Because today we are here reviewing another episode of Horizons. But not just any episode. The build up to Iono versus Dot. Alright, let's get right into the review. Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe, leave a comment. Alright, let's get right into this. Alright, this episode basically picks up right from last week. They're heading from Artisan and finally arrive to Iono's town. I forgot the name. They're looking at all the billboards, and that's when Dot decides to call the Rising Volt Attackers because it's actually revealed this is the town they've taken like refuge in since the ship has gone down, and they've been like using the docks of the town to repair. And this is also where we get a funny scene of Dot like seeing an advertisement from Iono, and then Liko said, "Oh, let's go visit Iono because you guys are gonna battle, so we should at least see her beforehand." And then that's when Dot is like, "No, we don't need to see Iono until the battle," because she's all nervous to see Iono and knows how she is. Just for them to go where the Rising Volt Attackers are staying, and Iono's there to visit them. I actually like the little detail where it's revealed Iono actually helped out the Rising Volt Attackers and has been helping them along the way because they're Dot's family, and she doesn't want to see anything bad happening with them. I like that little detail. Another thing I really like is that Murdoch, he brings up the little treats they had at the last episode with Katie, and the whole episode he's just been really supportive of Dot. And I like really seeing the Rising Volt Attackers again. They don't do much, but it's just nice to see each character again. Like Threed, it's good to see. Although I kind of am waiting for what he's gonna do after they tease this whole thing. Oh, I'm gonna go investigate on my own, and then he hasn't yet, but we'll see what he does. But yeah, that leads into Iono actually revealing to Dot that she's gonna live stream their battle, and she wants Dot to practice in a battle against Roy. And this is actually where we get something interesting revealed about Dot, that she's actually very camera shy and doesn't really like being on camera without the Nidoking suit. And I think that's really interesting, especially because Iono talked about earlier in the episode about the difference between not showing your face and showing your face on stream and the privacy you get. And we know Dot loves to be a private person, barely ever leaving a room. So I think it's just really interesting that Dot even has this fear, and that could probably be the reason why she had the suit in the first place, because she was too afraid to show her face and too insecure. And I like the idea of it like messing up her battle skills, because we know Dot is really good at battling, and I feel like personally she could have beaten Roy if she wasn't distracted, especially because she had the advantage. But Roy quickly takes her out with Flame Charge and Stomping Tantrum because Dot is hesitant and can't even perform anything. That's when Iono actually gives Dot some advice and says they should battle Iono versus Nidoking because they're both two big streamers, and how much views it would get them both, along with helping out Dot with her little insecurities and fear. Now, I think that concept is cool, and I've been waiting to see this kind of battle ever since Dot was revealed as Nidoking. But the way Dot's character has been going, I would have much rather see it be Dot, and I'm happy that at the end of the episode, spoilers, because not a lot happens this episode, but it's more just like character building for Dot. Dot does agree that she's gonna do it on her own after getting some newfound confidence and motivation. But yeah, that leads into Dot making an IRL walk around stream where she's overly excited and it seems like she's having a mental breakdown. And Liko is the first one to notice this, while Roy just feels like she's having fun. And I also like how this builds off to something Liko said earlier in the episode, because when Liko confronts her saying her heart isn't into it and she's just acting all this way, Dot literally mentions that it was Liko the one who suggested she does IRL content. Because at the beginning of the episode, Dot posts a scheduled video, and then Liko suggests that she can do some IRL content of their travels, and it might be more fun. But yeah, throughout the whole time she's doing the IRL live stream, Quaxley seems off because he knows as well that Dot is just overacting and not putting any energy into it, based on what everybody's been telling her to like put energy into it and shine like terrestrialization. That's when he tries to take away his suit, but at the same time, Tinkatink messes with a Varoom, which ends up stealing the suit. And that's when we get a battle between Quaxley and the Varoom. Now, this is where Dot's fears are all solved, because this is a big town and everybody's seeing like a random conflict in the middle of the street. So everybody pulls out their phone. That is the most real thing in Pokemon history. You see something happening in the streets, you pull out your phone in case something happens, and you can post it on the internet. So yeah, basically Dot has a fight with Varoom. She gets a little nervous because of all the people with the cameras, but then after seeing Quaxley get hurt, she realizes she needs to step up and overgrows her fears of the cameras and just ignores them to focus on their battle. And then Quaxley takes down the Varoom, but it gets up and they become friends again. And that's when everybody starts surrounding Dot and she begins to get nervous and realize she was just recorded. But that's when Iono gives her a word of advice by appearing on the screen in the center of town and introducing her to everyone as Dot, the trainer she will be battling tomorrow. And this actually basically helps Dot out a lot with her confidence and basically just her fears of being on camera and being on Iono's live stream, and also just makes Dot realize, oh yeah, it has to be me. I can't just use the suit as a shield for my insecurities and fears. And I also love that a big part of this was Iono not calling Dot Nidoking, but instead finally calling Dot by her name. And that's when Dot realizes, oh, I need to do this as me for myself. And because Iono now has more respect for me, and I don't want to lose it if I don't do this and wimp out. And I like that is like a big motivation for her getting over her fears, and it's Iono, because we know from the past episode that Iono is a big motivation for her, and their friendship actually helped her a lot. Overall, this episode a lot didn't happen, because I just basically recapped it in 6 minutes compared to my last couple episodes taking like 10 minutes to recap. But I think that's an okay thing, because this episode was more about Dot's insecurities and just solving her insecurities. But yeah, I don't really know how else to word that, guys. It's literally just an episode about Dot conquering her fears. I'm all for it, because I enjoy Dot as a character, and Dot's really improved since the beginning when I didn't really like her that much. But yeah, that's all I really gotta say. Only thing really is about this episode is I feel like Quaxley could have learned a new move. I think that would have made it more interesting, because Quaxley has 2 moves right now for their battle in next week's episode. And I think this was the perfect episode to maybe teach Quaxley a move like maybe Aerial Ace or something. I feel like that would have been interesting. But yeah, overall, I'll give this episode a 7 out of 10. Obviously wasn't the most exciting episode of this arc so far, because it's more just build up and development for Dot as a character, and it just gets me excited for next week's episode. And I love seeing Iono again. Iono is probably my favorite Paldea gym leader besides Larry, and I just love seeing her more and more in this anime. But yeah, hope you guys like this video. Subscribe for more content like this in the future. The summer's coming up and I'm gonna have more time for more videos. I want to live stream too, guys, and I want to bring back the what ifs on a more consistent schedule, because a lot of the times I record them like months before I upload them, and it's just that entire time is spent like once a week picking a day to edit, and then like I edit like 2-ish minutes, because those videos do take a lot of time to edit. But the problem is I don't have that much time most days, and most of the time when I do have that time, I bang out like a decent chunk just for it to get left on hold for like another month. But yeah, make sure you guys like this video, subscribe, because we're about to hit the summer and S-Man content is just going to be at an all-time high. I promise you that, guys. But yeah, S-Man signing off.